Hi everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you guys can hear this well. The so what do we have today? We have introduction pages, layouts, thumbnails, blah blah blah, so on and so on. What we've been working on. So where do I start? You have Chris. So thank Chris everybody today because he's here to help you guys and get everything into a smooth transition. Chris is a writer. So all you guys struggling with your writing right now, take advantage of Chris. Obviously, take advantage of Sinclair if you need help with your thumbnails because today is the last week. And remember, we're going to go into the final half and we're going to be developing our books. So with that being said, like I said, been telling you guys, I'd rather have quality pages over quantity pages. But anyway, today we're going to go over intro pages. I'm going to explain to you guys what it should look like, how you introduce a story. This is critical in comics. The reason why this is critical in comics is because it's a standard and there's an expectation. So if we look at classic representations, I got enough of these, one for everybody. So you guys should all have one. They all share the same examples, but for some reason, if you don't have one, look with a friend and look at theirs so that you guys know what's going on, or just stare at me really big on the projector right now. Anyway, so do you see this Spider-Man? You guys are familiar with this character. Spider-Man. This is an example of Bone. A lot of you know what Bone is. It's awesome. And this is OMAC. OMAC, which is an acronym for One Man Army Corps. He's really cool, by the way. One of my favorite comics. So anyway, what I want you guys to examine is what's common that is consistent across all three of these. There's a title, Spider-Man, Bone, Birth of OMAC. That is called a masthead. So your masthead should be on your introduction, your first page. If it's not a big deal, but hook your reader. What are they looking at? What are they reading? All that's important. So what we're going to look at is the Spider-Man one, because they all three do something different, which is pretty interesting. If we look at the Spider-Man example, what you see there is the first narration caption. Boom. And what that is, that tells, it's an introduction from either the narrator, but in this case, it's the editor of the book. And that one's backwards, so I won't try to read it, but I got a second copy. So, masthead, Spider-Man, like costumed heroes, question. Confidentiality, we in the comic mag business refer to them as long underwear characters. And as you know, there are a dime a dozen. But we think we may have found our Spider-Man just a bit different. Okay? So the idea of that is the editor is giving you a reason why you should read Spider-Man. It's interesting. There's a mystery there to it. Let's find out that mystery. Now, if you see, how do they visually show that? The silhouette of Peter Parker behind him, the Spider-Man, the spider above. And so it introduces a reader. They're like, oh, I wonder more about that Spider-Man guy. Let's open up this comic and see where this story takes us. And if we look at Bone, he does a little different. There's a technique that they do in the industry. They do this a lot in cartoons. Let me put this down real quick. What they do in cartoons is that they will drop you right into the world. They won't give you an introduction or an origin. Like, all the characters will have all their powers. They're fully realized. They're already doing battle, Now, the idea of that is that if they can convince you of these characters and that you resonate with them, then they can tell you their origin story later. It's that simple. So it's a smart way, a quick way to get right into the action, the pacing of superhero comics. Like I said, they do it in cartoons. So if we look at Bone, example, that's what they do. Boom, Masted, bone. And then it says, still no sign of townspeople. Hey, you hear that, phony? The coast is clear. So clearly you're like, oh, where are they running from or who are they hiding from? You know, what's going on? That drops you right into the world. It doesn't show you like phone bone or anyone being born. You know, that's not important. The important is to show you the personality of these characters because you have to convince your reader of it. Olmec shows you a classic example of that. You know, he's a janitor, and then obviously he has an accident, gets powers, typical trope of superheroes. But it still works. So keep that in mind. Now, with all three examples, if we look at them, what's common? The thing that's common is this big panel. This one is one huge panel. It's called a splash page. But you see they only have 3 panels on the first page. And the first panel is huge. Now the reason for that is because you need to be able to communicate or convey the excitement. You have to like catch them with like something bombastic. So if you watch a lot of movies, the first thing you see in the movie is an action scene. That is so that they catch the reader. This is no different. Something attractive, something beautiful, something lush. So that's why I want to see on your first pages. I want to see a masthead. I want to see an introduction to the characters, or you can drop them into the world. A lot of you guys are already doing this. It's inherent for you guys because you read comics. So keep that in mind moving forward. Be nice to Chris, and obviously, like I said, take advantage of these people. Chris is a writer once again, so Chris can help you with your writing. Take advantage of that. He's a great resource. And I will see you guys next week. I apologize if I rambled on too long. But anyway, get all that stuff set up because next week we're going right into doing the comics. If you have any concerns or any questions, let Sinclair know because then she can write them down and she can get them to me. She can email them to me. If you need me to bring you some resources or some materials, let me know. I have a couple packages for a couple of you guys, specifically Ashley and Ezra. So they'll hand those to you. Use those as reference material and resources for developing your style and the visions you want to tell. Anyway, take it easy. Miss you guys. Bye.